Okay. So now you will sit down with your CFO. The call is over. You compile the risk. You will send it back. And now you will have the meeting with your CFO. Your CFO is your right-hand man, bro.
Okay, but to this stage, do I have to have name a CFO already, or what's the process for naming the CFO?
Naming, what do you mean?
To asking somebody of the board to be the CFO. I mean,
You should know it by now that one of them is going to take on a CFO position. So you should see who is willing, you know.
okay, do I have to ask right now or not?
Ask them, ask the finance guys. Um, we would be engaging a CFO. We would need a group CFO. Would you be willing to be a group CFO? You will have the equity plus the salary plus the bonus as a compensation. And your equity position is going to be higher than others.
Right.
So you can offer the CFO around 5 to 6%. Start with 4, and then towards the board meeting, you can increase it. How much do the other directors have?
Right now, when I interview every single people in the board, I told them 2 to 3%. And for the chairman, 6 to 8%.
Okay, that's fine. So one of them, you will tell them will give you 4% plus salary once we have made a few acquisitions, 2 acquisitions. So he will be non-executive right now, but he will take on a position of a CFO. But you need to know who that is going to be. He may not be an acting CFO right now, but he will be a major person to attend the meetings and to do the banks and negotiation. You will know who it is, who is good in the in-person meetings. You want a guy who's like sharp, who's like, in negotiations, he's like top.
Yeah. Probably, not probably. I know who of the board members could be. I'm 99% sure that he will say yes. So yeah, okay. So I will meet with the CFO.
So the meeting is over. You will sit down with the CFO and you will tell him that we need to prepare an offer range. How you prepare an offer range, Rao, is how much the banks can finance. It's based on the bank financing. How do you know how much, whether the banks will finance or not? Well, you've interviewed them. Did you calculate the DSCR ratio?
Yeah, some of them are 2 to 1. Some of them are 3 to 1.
What do you mean 3 to 1?
Yeah, I ask of $100,000. I have to guarantee 300.
So if the debt payment is 100,000, you have to have a cash flow of 300K.
Yeah.
That's very high.
Yeah. I found a ratio of 2 to 1 that we have to have in a cash flow 200 instead of 300. The banks usually have that ratio in Mexico, 2 to 1.
2 is fine, but they should be quoting 1.25 to 1.5 to 1.75. And 2 is
from 1.5 to 1.7?
Yeah, to 1.25 to 1.75. You need to interview more banks and proper bankers. I am assuming you're not interviewing the right people.
Well, actually, I have a little bit confusion of that, because I started interviewing branch banks that has the authority to lend fast and good amounts of lending, acquisition finance. And talking with one of the board members that actually, I think he's gonna be the CFO. He was 30 years in one of the, actually the main bank in Mexico. It's a bank that it's a full bank. The main bank is in Spain, and he told me that even though he was one of the main authorities for lending procedures, it was a mess. It was a really, really, really harsh procedure, or for at least 6 months to give some money, and it was really hard in terms of they only lend 50% of the transaction. They are tough. So he was telling me that the best show that we have right now are the branch banks that I started to interview. So we're gonna have
Interview, bro.
yeah.
Interview commercial banks, corporate banks, SME division. Just interview 30 banks. You will have a good data.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that even though he told me that that bank, especially the first bank or the main bank in Mexico, is really hard, I will do it. You know, I will do it for practice. I will do it for training. I will do it even though he told me that it's almost impossible and it's really hard. I'll do it. I'll do it with every single bank. Now, I guess that it's not harmful to have a second contact with these branch banks the next week. I don't know what you think about it, but I have a second contact with board members with that branch that they are really interested in giving money. They are like 4 or 5 banks, and I will keep looking for money, whatever it takes. But I mean, this second contact with board members, I guess, is good. It's convenient.
Yeah. Just get the information with the bank, and that's all that you need right now. And get their contact. With the banks, that's all you need. You need to tell them their vision. You need to introduce a few directors. You need to get answers to the questions, and you need to, have them in your contact list. Create an Excel sheet, and you create bankers. You need to have like 50 of them, and that's all you need. Main thing is
right.
Okay. But you need bankers in your contact. So don't worry too much about the banks right now. Just write down what they tell you. Speak to senior bankers. Speak to people who have lending authorities. Speak to the people who deal with big companies like yours, and just that's it. Okay, so that's the most important thing. Get the information, and that's it. Use that.
I know that I'm taking care of my position in order to keep as most shares that I can have. However, is it good that some of the board members have contacts with big banks or with banks that are in lending mode? Is it good to have
yes
all with contacts?
For board, you can use it for banks. You can use them for investors, but avoid using it for deal flow initially.
All right.
Okay. So meeting number. So you sit down with your CFO and you create a cash flow projection. So you will, whatever the debt amount that whatever the price that they said, you will use that as an assumption for the loan amount. You will add interest, and you will add a 5-year term, and you will add the income of the profit of the clinic, EBITDA of the clinic. And your CFO and you will sit down and put together. Just tell him that we need to create a cash flow projection in relation to the debt service. We need to assume a principal amount and an interest amount over 5 years. And we need to use the income of the clinic, create a projection of the income of the clinic over the next 5 years. I need to create a cash flow sheet.
All right.
So you will have like, I'll just show you a quick example.
In this stage, we do not want the participation of Big Four or law firm, right?
No, for the first 2 deals, your board's going to do the due diligence. Okay.